Axtell Eagles Coach's Corner, a service of Eagle HVAC and Plumbing, Axtell Trust B&D Building, SBS Insurance, Moonlight Restoration, Axtell Lumber and Hometown Lumber, Aces Bar and Grill, and Blue Valley Technologies.
Axtell Truss has the experience to provide custom-built trusses for any application. Put them to work with your next project. Let them help design the right pitch, length, and number of trusses to suit your needs. They can turn out more complicated designs and configurations as well. All are solidly built in their enclosed shop with roll-off delivery to your site available. They also assure the best materials and quality construction, completed on your schedule. Call today for a quote or more information at 785-736-2291. That's Axtell Truss.
When starting any project around your home, you want prices that are reasonable and advice you can trust. From finding the right lighting fixture or plumbing piece to drawing up plans for a full remodel or new build, the knowledgeable staff at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber are here for you. Stop in Monday through Saturday or visit axtellumber.com to see what they can offer. With all your building needs and options to fix any budget, your partner from start to finish is Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber.
The answer is yes, SBS.
At SBS Insurance, we believe in service beyond the sale. We are fortunate to have multiple competitive companies to quote your personal, farm, business, and life insurance needs. By taking advantage of our annual renewal review, you can rest assured that you have the right coverage for the most competitive rate. Contact your local SBS office today to see how we can provide you service beyond the sale.
SBS Insurance, the home team. The answer is yes.
Have an accident with your vehicle? Call Moonlight Restoration and they'll take care of you with a free estimate, and they'll turn it into the insurance company for you. You name it, they can do it. Fender benders, auto and tractor restoration, windshield repair or replacement, spray and bed liners, sandblasting, dealer and installer of B&W hitches and drop and lock hitches. No job is too large or too small for Moonlight Restoration. If you want quality work done by skilled technicians, call Moonlight Restoration in Axtell, Kansas. Owned and operated by Brett and Nikki Runnebaum. Call 736-2359.
Welcome into the Axtell Eagles Coaches Corner program, joined today with boys basketball head coach Jason Tynan. Coach, your team is off to a 2-0 start. You handled Valley Heights pretty easily last week and then had a tough matchup versus Care Paravel there Friday. So early on in the season, I'm sure you've kind of seen your teams in two different standpoints, but what are you taking away from the first week of games?
Definitely like where our defense is at. I thought we did a really good job against both teams, especially Care Paravel. They kind of got the kid going early in the first half, but both games we've held opponents under 30% shooting. Care Paravel scored 11 points in the second half against us, and I thought, we took their best scorer out of the game and kind of affected them big time. And so I like where our defense is at, rotations, our on-ball pressure. Hopefully we can get in shape and kind of extend that pressure a little bit and create a little bit more turnovers, make offense a little easier for us. But definitely defensively and rebounding, I like where we're at.
Now, one thing, I had an opportunity to see you there against Valley Heights, and the depth of your team seems to be there this season. But I thought Lucas Talbot came off the bench, Bill Liebarger, Joe Liebarger. You had some kids that, stepped up, I felt like, in those standings. How nice is that to see, some of these kids that were maybe stuck on the bench the last couple of years, getting that varsity momentum rolling, I'll say.
We've had the privilege of having a lot of kids that, would play a lot of places, but due to our talent level the last couple of years, they don't get see that varsity playing time. But one of the good things about those players is that they get to practice against your varsity all the time, and so they're developing. And, I think we're in this day and age where we think freshmen, sophomores should get to play a little bit, but usually if your freshmen and sophomores are playing, your juniors and seniors aren't very good. And so when you're good, you get that time to develop those kids, and I think that's one of the great things that we miss nowadays is that we don't get time to develop them, and I think they're ready to shine and ready to do some things, and they've really stepped up, and I like what Joe guarded the best player in Care Paravel the other night in the second half, and he held him to 0 points, and so I think that's attributed to guarding Eli Broxton in the past 2 years in practice. So I think there's a lot of things that can be said with that and done with that, and I'm really proud of where they're at, and hopefully they continue to develop. And we got some other guys, Clayton Heinen and Riley Hazenkamp, who, I think are getting there too. And as we go on throughout the season, hopefully get them more court time and see where they're at, and hopefully just keep building that depth.
Yeah, I think you mentioned a good comment there too as well. Yeah, when you're practicing against a state level team, you hope that, leads on into the next season. And I want to kind of ask you an open-ended question here, Jason, but I know we've talked off air about, facing tough opponents at Care Perryville Friday. You have Cornerstone on Tuesday, Lynn, Valley Falls, all coming up before your Christmas break. For you as a coach and for you in a program, how paramount is it to play these good teams before you get into what we know is, the toughest league in the state?
We tell the boys that we'd rather play the dogfight games and the games that are 50-50 and you have to play well than the games that, you could probably show up and maybe play a D-minus game and still come out with a win. It puts a little pressure on you, puts you in different situations. And, like the other night when we got down early and Colin was in foul trouble, how do you handle that adversity? And, if you never experience that and see who is going to rise up to the occasion, who's going to make the play, who's going to take over there, I feel like it puts your team behind the eight ball when you get in those moments late in the season or in the TBL play. So I think these games are very beneficial to your postseason play and getting you rolling. It kind of establishes roles and gives you an opportunity to see how players handle pressure. And I like it as a coach. And we say all the time, players don't win, tough players win. And I think it makes your team tougher as the season goes on.
And one of those tough opponents, I want to ask you about Tuesday's opponent coming up, Cornerstone. Last season had a, well over 500 record. They're on their way again this season. What do they have, and how do you plan on, attacking them in that contest Tuesday night?
They have a really good scorer. They have a kid averaging about 25 points a game, and he's 6'3", kind of a matchup problem, jumps well, shoots inside, outside, kind of does it all for him. I think he's averaging like 10 rebounds and 6 assists, and it's a great opportunity for our kids to see. The one thing that we like to attack, they play a lot of non-CASA schools, and so they play a lot of not very physical, and so we got to use that physicality that we learned in the CBL, and I've learned the past couple of years playing deep in the postseason. We got to use that to our advantage, block out, rebound, and then run and make them play defense. I think if we do that, we'll come out on top.
And last one for you, Jason, before I let you go, but we're going to have an opportunity to see you for the second time this season, Friday versus Lynn. Obviously, Lynn, a little more senior-led team this season. They gave you some runs here the last couple of years, but what do you need to see then in the bounce-back game with their style of play and their length defensively there Friday night?
I haven't really looked too much at Lynn yet, but I saw a little on the tape. They're long again, and they're athletic. We'd like to try to attack if they play a zone. We like to try to attack the middle of their zone and try to get shooters open. And I think one of the keys for us is to try to rebound out of their zone, get second chance points. And I think we've done that a really good job the last couple of years. And I know that they'll probably put an emphasis on it. Like, we got to keep them off the glass. And so it'll be a good challenge. It'll be a good TBL opponent to see them early, and probably somebody we'll see later in the year and postseason and probably the TBL tournament.
Always one of those teams, like you said, usually see them at least twice a year and an opportunity to start 2-0 in this league. Again, talking with Jason Tynan, head coach of the Axtell Eagles boys basketball team. Coach, I appreciate your time. We'll look forward to seeing you Friday night.
All right, thanks, Max.
If you have plumbing, electrical, heating, or air conditioning service needs, call on the team at Eagle HVAC and Plumbing. Tyler and the crew can handle any project from backups, lights out, or heating and air conditioning service. With quick, friendly service to Axtell and all surrounding communities on both new and existing construction. Eagle HVAC also stocks a full line of name brand appliances, and they offer excavation work as well. Turn to Eagle HVAC and Plumbing of Axtell. Find them on Facebook.
Either an after-the-game stop or a midweek lunch option, head over to Ace's Bar and Grill in Axtell. Serving up juicy burgers, fresh wraps, crisp salads, or stiff drinks made just the way you like them. Whether it's a quick lunch or a night out, Ace's is your go-to spot. Open for lunch Tuesday through Friday and suppers Wednesday through Saturday. Make Ace's Bar and Grill in Axtell the place for delicious eats, great drinks, and good times. Follow the Facebook page for daily specials and menu options.
In today's world, everyone is searching for answers. If cows are laying down, will it rain? Does gum really stay in your stomach for 7 years? How about Bigfoot? With so many mysteries, it's nice to have one clear answer. Fiber. Blue Valley Technologies proudly provides a robust fiber network with symmetrical speeds and unmatched reliability. And with 24/7 support, we are always here when you need us. Blue Valley Technologies Fiber Internet, because some things just shouldn't be a mystery.
B&D Buildings of Axtell specializes in post-frame buildings. Give them a call for stud-frame buildings with complete concrete and electrical work included. It's one call to get the job done. B&D Buildings, specializing in post-frame building construction, plus repairs and more. Always free estimates. Give them a call. B&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-0147. B&D Buildings at 785-294-0147. Axtell Eagles Coach's Corner, a service of Eagle HVAC and Plumbing, Axtell Trust, B&D Building, SBS Insurance, Moonlight Restoration, Axtell Lumber and Hometown Lumber, Aces Bar and Grill, and Blue Valley Technologies.